In this video, I'm going to be walking you through our agency sales framework and how we closed an unlikely business lead into a $10,000 website redesign and a $2,000 a month marketing retainer. Hi, my name is Clifford Almeida. Outside of running an agency, I also am the founder of My Web Audit, a platform that generates reports that helps agencies to close more deals by building trust, establishing expertise, and delivering massive value in the sales process. In this video, I'll be walking you quickly through our V4 agency sales framework. I will be talking to you and showing you our customer interaction from lead to close and how we handle that, as well as cover some agency advice that was shared by fellow agency owners in our Facebook group on this specific topic. So, a little bit about our agency sales framework. At the end of the day, our agency closes deals like this time and time again by leveraging a sales framework that I'd like to share with you today. So our sales framework comprises of 4 V's: visibility, value, vision, and velocity. Not every prospect that comes and speaks to our agency or yours is going to say something like, we need to generate more leads in order to increase our bottom line on a monthly basis, or our team is wasting time with cold leads that aren't closing. Most of them are going to come and speak to you in terms of, I need X. I need a website redesign. I need SEO. I need Facebook, social media marketing, whatever that may end up looking like. And the goal is to be able to identify the key problem and then present a growth assessment, a growth audit, a website audit, a SEO audit, whatever that may look like, that is able to showcase to them the challenges and then present them as opportunities. You also want to make sure that you deliver tremendous value along the way. We live in a world that is sales saturated, people looking to take versus give, and you want to be able to stand out in your sales process in order to grow your business with the right type of businesses that are willing to pay for your services. You want to make sure that you show exactly how your business can solve a problem for your prospect, as you have done for similar businesses just like theirs time and time again. You want to make sure you give them a vision. Understand that businesses are already busy and they're not looking for a long list of actionable items that they need to solve in their business. They're looking for you to show them that you know what you're talking about, and then you are able to tell them why it matters that they solve it in order to solve their desired outcome, their biggest pain points, etc. So when speaking to them about SEO, you don't want to really talk about all the on-page items that they need to solve. You want to talk to them about the importance of ensuring that they do what they need to do on their website so that they can get higher visibility, they can get more clicks, and ultimately generate more leads, whether that's through a Google My Business optimization campaign, on-page optimization campaign, or let's just say they're working in e-commerce, focusing on conversion rate optimization versus just talking to them about the importance of a beautiful looking website. Okay, and then it's really important to understand that not every prospect that speaks to you is going to be able to communicate or be able to invest effectively in your core service. What do I mean by that? In this example that I'm going to be covering with you here today, the prospect wasn't willing to even spend a couple $100. By talking to them about their needs, identifying their desired outcomes, and then speaking to them effectively, we were able to get our foot in the door and then ultimately close them on our core service offering, which is a website redesign and then digital marketing on a monthly basis. So it's important for you to understand whether you're using our reporting or whether you're just leveraging your own sales process. Figure out a way to be able to show to your prospects, in essence, what their challenges are, present them as opportunities, and tell them how exactly you can make those competitive advantages in the marketplace today. Show them a vision of what the desired outcomes and their pain points could look like once solved. 3, 6, 12 months from now, right? For us, most of the time, that means adding $10,000 or $100,000 or $1 million in revenue to that business over a period of 3, 6, 12 months, leveraging our services. And then again, really understanding that not everybody is looking to invest in your core service. Try to figure out what is important to them and see how you can break that down into a smaller investable amount so that you can get your foot in the door add value, show them some quick wins, and then take them down the customer buying journey towards your core service offering. All right, so here is an email from a prospect. Well, I guess they were a past client. They had worked with us on doing some updates, I think about 4 or 5 hours of work back in 2017, and then hadn't reached out to us in a while. We hadn't done a good job of communicating with them either. At the end of the day, this is what they sent us after we responded to them. Here are a few responses that were shared in our Facebook group when I shared this image. All right, people saying things like, and most of these are all true, right? They had unreal expectations. They'd already been burnt. They would probably end up being a bad client. It would be very hard to build faith and trust back in this with a service, right? So look, when they initially reached out to us about some voice SEO, a little bit more about that down here, we just responded to them and said something to the effect of, hey, look, I hope you're doing well. At the end of the day, we don't do ad hoc work anymore. You need to be on a care plan with us. In order to be on a care plan, we haven't worked on your site in a while. We would need to assess it, and it is going to be $200 for that assessment. We usually charge $400, but we knew this was a basic brochure website, and we'd worked on it a few years ago, so we knew it wouldn't take more than an hour and a half to quickly analyze using our audit and make sure we could present it over to them. Okay, so they respond back saying something to the effect of, hey, look, we've been burnt before. We don't want to do SEO. We definitely don't want to do a redesign. We're not looking to invest any more money because we were promised X and we weren't given anything, right? At the end of the day, my lesson from this email and to you is to understand that a no isn't always a no. Sometimes businesses will complain. Business owners will complain because they have been burnt before. Take a step back, try to empathize, because chances are you have been as well. See how you could lead with value. So part of our sales process is making sure we deliver value. So before ever asking for something, we give. We believe in giving before getting. And so because of COVID, I decided to take a few minutes, run a website report for the prospect, and then tell them, hey, look, this is really what's going on with your website. If you believe that your website is optimized for SEO, you are sadly wrong, and here's why. I also wanted to let them know that I'm giving them something of value that I'd usually charge for, so that they understood that I took time out of my day to give them something of value. I also understood the importance because businesses are busy. I didn't want to just send them this long report. I offered them the report, but I also did a quick 5-minute video walking them through the key insights. I also told them that, look, if they were looking to invest in SEO, we don't do a couple of $100 a month. It starts at $800, and then ultimately it is going to be, anywhere upwards of $2,000, depending on the competitiveness of their industry. They respond back and are happy to invest $3,000 in this deal. In just a video and a report positioning, in essence, the challenges with their business and how we can solve them, was able to get them to invest $3,000. Now, that was a quick win. I did tell them, hey, look, ultimately, we don't know all the things that we need to address, and we always prioritize our analysis based off of high, medium, and low impact changes and recommendations. And so I told them, give me some time, let me run through that audit, then I'll be able to tell them how much of that I can allocate the $3,000 towards. Ultimately, after completing the full audit, I reached back out to them and said, hey, look, this audit is 40 plus pages. There's a lot of different things to do. In essence, what would it look like to really solve the problems in your business? That would take $10,000. You don't want to invest $3,000 into your website to solve some of these problems and then realize ultimately a year from now that you're going to need to reinvest in a completely new website. An analogy I had given them was, you have a car and ultimately you want it to keep running and running well and be able to take you reliably from point A to B. Right now, if you're investing $3,000, it's like investing that into a 1995 Accord or Honda. Ultimately, that'll get you somewhere and it'll work for a little bit, but it's not going to be reliable for the years to come. What would it look like to truly build a marketing resource that could help you with your sales and marketing initiatives 24/7 for the years to come? And after watching that next video, their response back was like, hey, look, would you like to come in and sell and train our salespeople? All I did was position value and talk to them about how they have these challenges that need to be overcome, but once overcome can ultimately help them with their sales initiatives, their marketing initiatives, and grow their business. That's the bottom line. They wanted to grow their business. So I had asked them some questions along the way about how many leads they get, and told them what they could really expect when they worked with us. They decided to move forward, and after we launch the site, it's really, really important that you make sure you deliver on your promise, right? Because our goal is not to build a website and then walk away. Our goal is to then continue to help this company grow and us grow with them. And so when I followed up with them, they were like, hey, look, we're so excited. We're getting leads, and we got a great lead that has multiple projects that could work with them. I ended up finding out that that was almost $15,000 of work that they had closed. So look, it becomes a win-win when you can lead with value, right? When you can ultimately solve problems for your customers and then continue to grow their business, and then it ultimately leads to growing yours. This project started out with a $10,000 website redesign and a 1 monthly retainer and a few additional referrals. Well, guess what? I changed the title because just a few minutes ago, the client reached back out and said, well, hey, look, we want to move forward. We want to move forward. We want to move forward with PPC campaign as well. Last week or the week before, they had reached out saying, hey, look, we're getting more leads. I told them, look, can you deal with even more leads coming into your business? And they said yes. So I presented to them an opportunity for another service, which was PPC. At the moment, they are only using a website retainer. They're running a local SEO campaign, and now they're going to be signing up for a quarter, at least for the next quarter, a PPC campaign. And I'm confident that we will be able to continue to retain them on, add more value, increase their monthly marketing with us, and then help grow their business in turn. So it's really important not only that you focus on closing the deal, but delivering the value. And once you deliver the value, see how you can cross-sell and upsell them into other services as outlined here. And ultimately, this client has now become $24,000. If all goes well, it's going to be a $24,000 a year business customer for us. And our goal is to continue to see how we can add more value to their business and then increase that customer lifetime value on an annual basis by offering other services and showing them how we can help them grow their business. So look, there was other great advice that I wanted to share that I had incorporated in my sales journey but had not outlined specifically. It's really important to sympathize, understand that we've been burnt some way or the other, and so have others. So try to step into their shoes and understand that you're working with them as a partner versus they're standing on the other side of the table and you're trying to sell them. All right, it's also important to be able to showcase to them that they're not the only customers or prospects that have felt this way. Talk to them and tell them that you have felt, other people have felt that way, and that you can show them how you've solved the similar problems for other customers of yours. Make sure that you understand that not everyone is going to be a client like this, right? Sometimes you're just not going to be able to help them, and show some empathy, sympathy, and be able to communicate that and tell them you wish them luck. It's really important that you figure out if you can sell them your core service offering and that's not ideal for whatever reason, bring them in, get your foot in the door, look for small wins that can build trust and confidence and quick wins, and then take them down that journey towards your core service offering. Make sure you talk to them about your process and stick to your process, because that showcases to you and showcases to them that you believe in your process and that you're the subject area expert and that they need to follow your lead. And this positions you as that trusted expert early on so that they don't question your services and your processes and your results down the line. Because sometimes you might not be able to deliver exactly what they need in the time frame that they want. And then lastly, it's really important for you to be able to evaluate their business needs. Sometimes a client will come to us, or a prospect comes to us and talks to us about SEO or talks to us about a website redesign, when really what they need is conversion optimization. They need some optimization on their site to be able to take the existing visitors and turn them into leads or customers, or be able to do some specific optimization versus focusing on building, a whole link building campaign and something similar. So again, I just hope that this was of value to you, and that the sales framework that I shared and the methodology of how I communicated with our prospect and took them into a closed customer was beneficial to you. If you'd like to continue to have this conversation, please be sure to sign up for our Facebook group where we discuss lead generation and sales strategies for agencies of all sizes. Again, my name is Clifford Almeida. Thank you so much for your time. If you haven't checked out My Web Audit, please go to myweboudit.com and see how you can specifically use our reports in your agency to close more deals. Cheers.